with our counterpartners all over the world, all over Nassau, the United States, and we're able to share and also push Grand Bahama, put it on the market, put it out there, and know that there are opportunities on Grand Bahama. And so basically partnering with the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, you have the opportunity to partner with so many other persons and alliances.
I mean, that's the person you need to know.
Right.
That's kind of what she's saying with us, you know. I don't need you to rub shoulders with you all the time. I need to get over here with the chamber. Yes. I don't need to call you. I could just call the chamber and say, hey, this is, you know, this is what I want to do. This is what I need. How can you facilitate and help me and get me in this place?
And then, you know, we have the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, and they're actually going to be coming over this weekend for our installation, and they're a big force to deal with also. And when you see the opportunities that happens in Nassau, it's just an opening a door to the world. When you partner with the chamber, when you partner with the Port Authority, there's so many opportunities, so many doors that can open for you.
That's good. Anna Birdie told me that the Bahamas Chamber is probably going to be in town, or members will be in town for this particular expo, having expressed some interest. So that should be very, very, very good.
We're a big deal.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
And this expo is a big deal. I don't know about you, but I don't know of any other expo that's going 2 days, expanding 2 days, that's bringing exhibitors from international, that's also inviting local businesses to participate and exhibit their business as well. Focused on Bahamians, but open to everyone.
Yes.
You know of any other one that like that going on?
None that I can recall.
Just so you know.
But kudos to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for making it happen.
Sure you're aware of that, you know. And especially this being the one, you know, focused on tourism. So if we can just pop over here to you, Jillian. Yes. Of course, you know, what is the Freeport Expo Tourism Edition without the Grand
Bahama Island Promotion Board, right?
Exactly right.
So for those who are not aware, everyone thinks sometimes that we are tourism, right? The Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. No, we are the Grand Bahama Island Promotion Board. What that means is we are an entity, a member-based entity that has been created to promote Grand Bahama Island itself and in its entirety. And so we are so excited always to partner with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, because this is something that's so major for our island, and being able to share that not only with our members but also with members of the community, that hey, this is an amazing venture, be a part of it, and you can learn so much from it. I know the first year in this venture we saw so many innovative ideas, and I think that's so important to bring to our community, knowing these large projects that are going to be happening with the Carnival, with the Royal Caribbean, with Six Senses. And so we're just so excited to see what this can bring to our island. Grand Bahama Island is so dear to us, and we are now currently promoting the campaign of Love Grand Bahama. Alex, what do you love about Grand Bahama?
What I love...
She's asking the question.
I have to.
Careful, Alex. Careful. She may be coming to the seat.
She'll be taking my seat in. She may be doing it. Yes. But what I do love about Grand Bahama is you have the opportunity, as Ian would have spoken many times before in the show, to have a cultural experience at any point on the island and then come right back into our city, and being just 25 minutes away from Florida. I mean, you can't find that on any other island the way you find it, with just 6 traffic lights, a couple of traffic circles. I mean, a traffic jam is 12 cars. You know, you just can't. And anywhere on this island, you're only 10 minutes away from a beach.
Exactly.
So that's just some of the things I love about Grand Bahama Island.
And I love that. We love to say that Grand Bahama gives you 3 unique destinations in one. And we have Freeport, the city center, the Eco Wonderland in the east, and the island charm of the west. And it is so beautiful to experience that. The Grand Bahama Island Promotion Board, with us, we are able to connect with visitors on a personal level and find out, hey, what do you love about Grand Bahama? What can you bring to the island? And I can tell you from my personal experience, our visitors love our island. They love every single thing about our island. And so that's what we want to promote with our locals, with the community. Love the island. And then, of course, with the Freeport Business Expo, bring your creative ideas to us. and again, promoting that we are member-based. And so you can become a member of the Grand Bahama Island Promotion Board, which has its perks, of course. And I have to say that it has its perks. And Alex, you know, Alex is our wonderful, one of our Grand Bahama Island ambassadors, and they have been doing a tremendous job with promoting our island, and so we have to make mention of that. You can visit our social media handles at Visit GBI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and you can see everything that we've been up to. But we are so excited for this event and just being able to share more about our island.
So is this an event that you will be sharing with your community, persons on your social pages, so that persons that are looking outside will know this is an event that you support, that you're a part of, and they'll be able to make plans to visit Grand Bahama just for this event?
Most definitely, especially on our LinkedIn pages. So you can see everything that we have been up to locally on our LinkedIn page at the Grand Bahama Island Promotion Board. We share all of the trade shows that we've been to, everything that's happening locally here on the island. And so you can definitely find this information through that portal.
Sounds great.
I like you.
Thank
Now,
you.
Mr. Rolls, if we can get back to you, because we want to talk even more about the expo, right? And let's talk practically, because we know persons are thinking, okay, so what is really going to be there? When people come in the room, because you have to be in the room, for the experience, when people come in the room, what is it that they can expect when they start to engage with exhibitors, particularly the ones who will have these unique products that you had mentioned?
Yeah, so I think one of the advantages of also coming here is that you will be exposed to educational sessions. So there are certain persons who are in a particular space. It could be someone who may own a submarine. Maybe we want to bring a submarine experience here, or participate in some way in another unique offering or unique service. So you get to actually mingle with experts in a particular field. You get to be exposed to certain sessions, education sessions that we're going to have planned. And you get to network with other like-minded people. I think building relationships in any sphere is actually an asset to you in business, because relationships cause you to succeed in whatever space you're in, whether it be the financial services persons you need to meet with, maybe you need to also meet with some entities that complement your services.
Right.
All these different variables will be present at this particular show. So that's why I encourage people to come and be exposed to the people and the products and the services that will be there.
And you know, you're in my hot seat. Got a question for you.
Yes.
Come to the expo. I have an experience. I see an idea that I like. I'm sure a lot of people want to know, who's going to help me get it started?
Funding. Yeah, so that's typically the challenge we have in the Bahamas, because we don't have free money. A lot of the grants
Not
that
free money.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's very free money.
Free money.
Yeah, I mean, and then banks, there's a risk that they take to lend you money.
Right.
So they also need to ensure that you are a responsible person. So that's why we also encourage persons in business to keep proper records, etc., pay your bills on time, because now we have this credit association that can also tell whether you're a responsible person or not, right? But funding has been a challenge. I remember in my very early days of business where I needed capital. I had an idea. So what I created was a convincing business plan and a pitch, went out and presented the pitch to various persons and got money. I didn't have any money at that time to invest. I got other people to invest in my project, and was able to, and the business was able to start just like that. So again, that's a way to encourage you, someone with a great idea, and when you create an idea, you have to make it so unique as if there's no competition, right?
So the
You make
Invest Grand
us-
Bahama arm is going to be at the expo.
They'll be there as well.
So, and again, so the Invest Grand Bahama team is going to be the team that if I do have an idea and I do need some help, they're going to be there to assist, to
They-
hold our hand, as we always say, and walk us along the way.
Yeah, they'll help you hold your hand, but I always tell people, create this idea in such a way where you'll have no competition. That sounds crazy and strange, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you want.
But that's what you want.
We're on that
Yeah,
niche
yeah.
market.
Right.
It's hard to get
Exactly.
in and hard to stay in if you do get through the
Right.
door. Like,
Okay?
yeah.
So you should always start there in business and then seek assistance elsewhere. But it starts with that idea, creating that unique idea, that product that does not exist, and then you go for it.
I want to ask
I love
you.
that.
I know we're about to wrap up this segment, but
Yeah.
as of from the last Business Expo, is there one particular business that you would have said attended the show, or someone that attended the show that you can say, listen, this person has, come to the expo and look what they've done?
Yeah. So everybody knows David Wallace, right?
Yes.
So David Wallace, I think he's probably one of those who took advantage of that show last year.
Okay.
There was a company called Subsea Systems, and Subsea Systems have these very unique products. There was a helmet that one would put on. You can have your glasses on, and then you go underwater. You don't have to know. You don't have to know how to swim.
Like Sandy from SpongeBob.
Right.
Give him the visual. Give him the visual.
Yeah, and so, I mean, this company had some other products that I didn't see anybody, even David didn't think about. So Carnival has this huge lagoon. The same company has some VR equipment that you connect to a pool and you experience this virtual reality world,
Wow.
right? It'll be amazing to have some of those products. Now, I don't know if anybody else selected that product and approached Carnival as yet.
Right.
But the gentleman, Subsea Systems, they were present. They're going to be here again. They have some other products.
They have some new stuff
They
now.
have some other stuff. So, like I said, David took advantage of it.
Awesome.
There was another gentleman who spoke about a submarine, right? Now, this might not just be for one person. This might be for a collection of Bahamians. The company's called Triton. So, some of the business persons, do your homework. We need someone to lead that. I've already spoken to Carnival. They love the idea of having this type of product
Right.
here in Freeport. Spoke to the persons who own the land to find out if it was okay for the launch to happen at that point. So now we could work with a leader to put the package together, get Bahamians to invest in. That's just a few different.
It's not too good to be true.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound too good to be true.
No, it doesn't.
I like your.
No, it doesn't.
You know,
It's planning. It's planning. Putting the right people. You know, you can have a business and it's just your own, the way you have your business right now. But what I'm hearing is you get a few people together, or maybe more than a few, and as long as they're financially capable at whatever the levels are, you now have an opportunity to make it happen.
Correct.
And so let's do it. Sometimes you need to share.
I'm all about this. I think people don't realize how beneficial the entire event is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. So we want to invite them to come up, but we want to take final thoughts as we wrap around and do our circle. Miss Donna, tell us, Grand Bahama Chamber, are you looking forward to this event?
We are so looking forward to this event. We're going to send out another mass mailer to our membership this afternoon, reminding them the event starts tomorrow and we're going to be out there and in full force tomorrow. And so stop by the Chamber's desk. We're going to be there to talk with our members and to talk with the other exhibitors.
Right.
Yes.
May 1st and 2nd, this is the opportunity.
Yes.
And Miss Jillian,
Yes.
the promotional board.
We will be there, of course, and we will be there to support the Grand Bahama Port Authority. We want to encourage those in the tourism industry as well. You can become a member of the promotion board. You can contact us at 3523. I am so sorry.
You'll get that.
That's
number.
okay.
I have mom brain, guys.
No problem. They can find you on LinkedIn.
You can
and your
find us
social
on our
pages.
LinkedIn. We
Yeah.
just changed the number. Please excuse that.
Okay, so we'll take a look at the LinkedIn and we'll find you
Yes.
guys there. And persons can reach out if they're interested in becoming a part.
Definitely.
All right, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Not just yet. We want to go right back to President Ian Roll. President Roll, any final things from you?
Yeah, this is a clarion call to all business persons in the entire Commonwealth of the Bahamas to come to this event. I promise that you will definitely learn something and be exposed to something that you would want to either implement in the island where you live or for sure desire to do business in Freeport.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank all of you for joining us on today's show. Lots of good information. I am excited. Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition, May 1st and the 2nd. Grand Lucayan Hotel. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Of course, make sure that you follow the Grand Bahama Port Authority Facebook pages as well. Connect with Chamber, connect with the Grand Bahama Island Promotional Board. Make sure that you take the opportunity to be in the room. Even if you don't have an idea just yet, that's okay. Just come. The ideas will be there, and maybe something will spur for you. We have so much more that we want to share with you. We also have someone with us, Alex, that would have been at the show last year, who also took advantage of what was happening there, and so we want to hear from them. And we also have another guest that's going to be joining us as well as a part of David Wallace's team. So we want to learn about what's happening, what's been going on, and how these persons are making it today, 1 year post the first show. So we'll be right back right after this.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Bahama, get ready. The Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition is back. Bigger, better, and bolder. Join us May 1st and 2nd, 2025 at the Grand Lucayan Convention Center for 2 days of business, networking, innovation, and opportunity. Dive into the latest tourism trends, connect with top industry leaders, and put your brand in the spotlight. Mark your calendar for May 1st and 2nd, the Freeport Business Expo, where business meets tourism.
We're here on Focus Forward having a fabulous day talking about the Freeport Business Expo. We want to encourage you, please go online, check it out, freeportbusinessexpo.com. The expo is going to be on May 1st and 2nd. It's a 2-day event. Last year it was 1 day, and everyone said, we need more time. I want to come after work. Okay, so now you have your opportunity. It's 2 days, May 1st and 2nd, Thursday and Friday. And make sure you take advantage of our extended hours, which will be up until 6:30 on the first night and up until 7:30 on the second night, probably almost even 8 o'clock because there's a closing event.
It was me who told y'all needed to extend the days.
Well, then
and
she
the
needs
time.
kudos. It was her. But
Yes.
we did listen because some other persons would have mentioned as well.
But it was me.
You were the loudest, that's all. You just were the
Yeah, like this is a big deal. You need to say it bigger. This is Freeport
No.
Business Expo.
So we also want to encourage you, when you visit the website, take a look at the opportunities that you may have. If you want to be an exhibitor, if you are already in the tourism space, or if you have something that you're offering and you really want to showcase to some of these international persons so that they can have an opportunity to see what you offer and perhaps suggest some products that can help you to make it even better. Or, of course, if you just want to attend, you want to go to the seminars, you want to hear about the financial information and opportunities, you want to learn about some of the products in more detail versus just going over to the booth. You want to have matchmaking opportunities where you have a one-on-one opportunity, and that's going to be 3 private matchmaking opportunities this year. Last year, they had 1, but this year you will have 3 as a part of that special 2-day VIP experience package. But of course, if you want to come for 1 day and you want to be a VIP, we have a package for that. It's $100. And also, if you just want to come and experience the show floor, you want to see what's there. Budget may not be budgeting at the time, but it's okay. You still have an opportunity to be in the room. Go and register. You get in the room if you register.
Now listen, do I have to be a licensee of the GBPA?
You do not. You just need to be
Okay.
a person. First, people
live
only.
person.
People
Okay.
only.
Just want to make that clear. 'Cause
Yes.
usually a lot of the promotions we have are geared towards licensees. This is
Right.
open to everyone.
Everyone, every island in Grand Bahama, we actually already have some registrations from 1 or 2 persons from Africa. You believe that?
No, I don't. but
From
now I
Africa.
know.
And we only recognized it because of the names. And so people are looking at this internationally. You want to be in the room. That is
it's
the
a
only way
big
you'll be able to
deal.
take advantage
What's a
of what
big
you
deal?
can learn, and nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take this information away from you and this opportunity. May 1st and 2nd, you want to be in the room. So
Okay.
let's get into the conversation. You know, we are so delighted to be able to have our guests with us today. And of course, some of them are no strangers, you know. We have a partner in here that was a partner from the Freeport Business Expo last year, and we certainly want to highlight their efforts, let them know their contribution is certainly valued, and we could not have had a successful event last year without this particular organization, Bahamas Customs, and specifically Mr. Barry Morris, who is the Senior Customs Revenue Officer joining us today. Welcome and thank you.
Glad to be here another time. Excited about this opportunity. Last year was quite exhilarating. You know, this kind of thing puts you on your A game, kind of
Yes.
thing. And so
Yes.
you pulling out all the stops to make sure that you have all of the information that's necessary, and to let people know exactly how we connect. And of course, the Bahamas Customs Department, we connect on everything.
Yeah.
And so,
Make sure there's no hindrances.
yes, you know, certain people only relegate us to when they come through the airports and we're through your bags, or at the harbor and we're through your bags, and we're taking money from you. But the Bahamas Customs Department is vested with much more than that. You know, our motto is that, you know, we collect and protect the revenue. It's our mandate. But we also facilitate legitimate trade. And so wherever there's trade going on, we're here to make it happen.
And we want to talk about that trade because it's a big deal when you think about what's happening with this particular expo and international persons coming over. They're bringing products and items to display. And so we definitely want to talk about that. But thank you so much, Mr. Morris, for being here. We want to reach over to our second guest from one of the companies that we believe is perhaps one of the fastest growing companies right now in Grand Bahama in the tourism space. I hope I'm saying it and it's the truth, but that's how it feels, right?
Yes, it
So we
does.
want to welcome Mr. Ralph Hepburn from Arawak Adventure and Commercial Tours, trading as Pirates Cove.
Zip line and water park.
There you go.
Have you done
There
this
you
line
go.
yet?
I've seen it. I haven't done it. I
Okay,
mean, I like
let's
to
do it
keep my feet
together.
on the ground.
No, we got to do it
But
again.
I am open and I am willing. So the next time I come, if Mr. Hepburn would have me, I'll be there.
If you use the VR when you go across, it'll look like you're still on the ground.
Oh, that's cool. I'm with it.
Okay.
Now I'm a gamer. I'll do the VR.
Okay,
Any
put
day,
down.
all the
So
time.
there you go. We just need to get the date now. I got him committed. We'll do this together.
No, I'll actually do the real one. I'll do the real one.
Okay. All right.
I'll do the real one. Thank you so much for joining us, and we definitely want to speak with you because so much is going on down there. And in our top segment, President Ian Rule would have talked about how you guys have been taking advantage of some things from last year and building and growing. So it's just really exciting to see that you guys are doing so well.
Yeah, thank you. Well, of course, you know, we've been there from 2016. And since Dorian, we were able to, and the pandemic, we were able to reopen and cater more to pre-arranged tours with the cruise ships. And that allowed us to go into other areas based on the demands of the cruise ship. And that you would see a lot of the stuff that we've implemented there will be implemented at Celebration Key. We were the test subjects. So we brought a lot into them for them to see what's there. And now every day we looking at different ways of expanding. Recently, we put in actually a cultural village where persons can come and learn about our heritage from whence we came and how things were back in our days. You're all young, so me and Barry days, you know.
I mean, you'd be in the time with like the outdoor stoves and
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You
the
know
stove.
about that. You're sitting
I'm just saying,
The
I
outdoor-
heard about it.
Hey, outdoor toilet is, we actually have an outdoor toilet in Freeport too.
Okay, I didn't know about that one, but I
have one down
I
there.
know
Yep,
that they
we
would
have
have
an outdoor
existed.
I don't have very good memories of that.
Okay.
My brother used to lock me inside the outside, the outdoor toilet. So we
Really?
used to go up to Long Island and we'd be there for some summertime. they would lock me in there.
So Alex sounds like she has a little bit of trauma.
We don't have a lock on it.
Okay.
We don't have a lock on it. Okay.
So we definitely want to jump into the conversation and learn a little bit more with you guys. But thank you so much for being here, Mr. Hepburn. And of course, we definitely want to welcome back to Focus Forward. He's been here a few times, but this time, I believe this would be the first time that we have Mr. D'Angelo Carey here with us under the name of his new business,
All right.
Port Locker Limited. So welcome back to the roundtable.
Well, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Round of applause for
It's a
that.
pleasure to be here, and we are a smart locker storage solution. We're in the tourism space, and basically we, for tourists who needs to store their goods, you know, to enhance their experience, we kind of have this particular product for that particular purpose. Yes, that particular purpose.
That's good stuff. And we want to talk with you specifically, Mr. Carey, because we believe that you have a success story coming from last year and all of the work that you would have put in to be
Yes.
able to get to this point with Port Locker Limited. So we're definitely going to have that conversation with you. But Mr. Morris, if we can jump back over to you so that we can talk a little bit more about the role of Bahamas Customs. How does the work of Bahamas Customs align with the mission of the Freeport Business Expo when we talk about trade and, you know, dealing with things around that? How do they align?
Oh, in many ways. Of course, the Bahamas, we deal with imports. That's the first thing. You know, we don't really manufacture or grow certain things that we need. So a lot of our goods are brought in. And the Customs Department, through the government, of course, has something for locals as well as international people who want to invest. Of course, you know, the plan where there is because we're going after Bahamian-owned or Bahamian-led businesses, there's the arrangement with the 5149. The 51 being the Bahamian, the 49 being the investor. That kind of arrangement allows the Bahamian to lead in light manufacturing, assembling plants. So if I want to, let's say, bring in mopeds, the mopeds can come, you know, one part's coming from China, the other part is coming from Canada, and that kind of thing, and then we could assemble those things here. Now, what Customs does is there are acts for just about anything that goes on in the Bahamas that allows investors and or Bahamians who want to invest, they can have those acts applied to their businesses, and they can accrue or attract the concessions that the government is offering. And most of those would be duty-free concessions, where you could bring in your items duty-free, assemble them, and then you can market them, sell them, and make your company some money. So we're there to guide you along the process to see which one of these acts or concessions is best aligned for your business. And so, as I said earlier, sometimes people think we're only there at the harbor and the airport to collect your money.
Take my money.
But we are here to facilitate your business. We're here, you sit with us and we guide you along the process that you can get your necessary approvals. And when those approvals are granted, the light is green. You know, you can,
Just the weasel. Let's go.
and you just start moving ahead and doing what it is you intend to do. So there's opportunities, great opportunities for Bahamians who want to invest in their businesses. So when you come to the table, once something is being imported, customs is automatic, and so we're there to facilitate you as much as we can. You know, our deputy controller, Mr. Kenny, always says, you know, to us, we are facilitators. Find a way to make it work. It has to work. You know, the law is there, the people are there, so it has to work. They have to come together, and there must.
Pin right there. What do you say? Find a way to make it work.
Yes.
Yes. Wait. Find a way to make it work.
Yeah, that's why we say facilitate trade.
You know, you've single-handedly, I think everyone who's listening and watching this show, you've single-handedly affected a positive light on Bahamas Customs. Because like you said, we automatically assume the elephant in the room is, you just said to take my money. That's it. But talking with you today and partnering with this expo and sharing this information lets people know, no, we're not here just to take it. I love the fact that you say you're here to protect what's coming into the country and protect the revenue that we have here, but you're also here to ensure that trade is established, welcome, encouraged, and what is the word? Facilitate.
Right.
Facilitate. So I really appreciate that information that you're sharing, because a lot of people don't realize it, because they're already thinking, if I'm coming in from out of the U.S., if I'm coming to the Bahamas, how am I going to get these products here that I want to show at this expo? You know, and who do I need to call? How do I need to get this done?
But they don't have to worry about it, because you have to remember there's also a process that connects Bahamas Customs, but there's a process beforehand which was set out by the Port Authority and all of the partners, Bahamas Customs, Bahamas Immigration, and all of those people, 5 Star Shipping, who's another partner, and they all work together in this process to make it much easier for the exhibitors to come in internationally. So everybody plays a role. Bahamas Customs helps us to get those pieces in here. Bahamas Immigration helps us to get the people in here. 5 Star Shipping helps to bring those items that cannot obviously fly over with them, but you know, they do the shipping, and so there's an entire process, and it could not be done without Bahamas Customs, without all of these partners and entities coming together. And I have to highlight, Mr. Morris, just before you go ahead, I have to highlight Deputy Comptroller Whitney Kenny, as you did. He came on from the very beginning last year. He was actually one of the first partners that would have come on board, and he was very willing to help and assist and make this happen. And so we're so delighted to have you guys on board for a second year, and we want to thank Deputy Controller Kenny for that.
Yes, you know, anytime you're thinking about investing or moving a business, that's a mountain climb, from big items that you have to deal with to the very small and insignificant ones. And so we come alongside you. We have sections to deal with any matter that comes before us or that you're concerned about. And so if that investor has an issue, Customs is ready, and we are able to guide them on whatever process, whatever it is you're bringing in, from oils to clothing, from Pampers to gold, whatever it is you're bringing in, however it is, we are here to give you the assistance that you need and point you in the right direction, and to ensure that your business plan and your business is well facilitated.
We appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. And we're going to come back around.
But
we're going to come back around. He said everything, right?
I have nothing to say. He's made me speechless.
That is a first.
I have no questions. I have nothing. Yeah.
Well, let's talk to Mr. Hepburn then. Let's talk to Mr. Hepburn. Maybe you'll have something to say. Yes, let's talk to Mr. Hepburn. So Mr. Hepburn, we started talking about Pirates Cove, and I had mentioned, you guys have experienced so much success over the years. You've had your downtimes, and we all did when we were going through, the hurricane. You guys started in 2016, so we had Matthew afterwards, and then,
Dorian.
moving on, etc. But you guys have done so much. What do you attribute your success to? I know that there may be any number of persons that may be a part of Pirates Cove. We know that there are a significant amount of persons that you guys also hire, persons that work or maybe are contracted out there. What do you attribute your success to in the tourism industry?
One of the things, I guess, to put it in perspective, is visionary leadership. Of course, we all know David is a dreamer. And everything he sees, he wants to try and accomplish. And so every day, I guess one of my tasks is to try and always tell him, David, you got to take your time. You can't do everything one time. Let's put it in perspective. And then on top of that, we have a staff and a body of people that work with us that are committed and determined to make sure we satisfy every guest. Our theme, we like to say, everyone that comes there, we want them to have a wow experience. We want them to leave the park going back, promoting what they had, and every complaint we deal with as best we can. So whatever it is, we want to address it and make sure everyone can talk good about it. On top of that, resiliency. We're able to, because we've become so accustomed to the weather situations, alternative tours and making adjustments as the need arises. There are times in a day we can have, depending on how the weather goes or how the people feel, some people might not feel comfortable doing a zip line, as you will be when you do it. You know, we can just give them something else. You know, so we basically are able to make the adjustment as needed and to be consistent. And as we see the need to improve, enhance, and better ourselves, we do it. One of the things we're doing now is based on the demand because of the growth and development. We are now, and customers have always been there for us. They help us to get those chairs, and very quickly the supplies we need comes in. So we're able to to satisfy our guests, because everyone has to have a wow experience and stay connected to all of the other businesses that we can partner with, the taxis, the tour operators, and other tour providers. So it's like we don't want to just have everything in one location, but we want to be able to sell Grand Bahama and be able to promote not only what we have, but what's available on the island as well. Because we want the persons, when they come, just not to say they had a great time at Pirates Cove, but they enjoyed Grand Bahama. We all in this together, and we all play our little part to make it work as best we can.
Bill Ford, I love it. I love it. We love Grand Bahama. We do. So for sure, I love that. All right, now you would have partnered with the GBPA and IAPA. What was that experience like for you?
Well, it was for Mr. Wallace, who went to those. First of all, I can share, I used to be with UNEXO before I came to Tingham, so that was something I was aware of for the past almost 14, 15 years. Okay. So one of the things I did encourage Mr. Wallace to was to be a part of those things. So when he gets out there and find out who all the players are in the tourism environment, and he can connect with those. And he got a different perspective and a wider view. And that's why it's hard when he comes back from these events to calm him down, because he just sees things that he wants to do. Yeah, he gets very excited. He like say, kid in the candy store. That's how he gets. So basically, the exposure is very good, and that's why this year Freeport Business Expo is also going to be grand. Like Mr. Rose said earlier, there was actually 3 different business ideas that we have put in place, or trying to get in place, for when Carnival opens as well as beyond. And so those little things are always ways to improve what we have, how we can make it better, how we can enhance and develop ourselves.
All right, so of course, you're going to be one of the premier businesses coming into the Freeport Business Expo. What are you expecting this year?
Basically, compared to last year, I expect to see a lot of more interest in how we can take it, not only with the activities from a water base, but also the eco side. Because I think, especially one of the tours we're now looking at is basically a canal tour, a clear kayak tour. Let me just use that for instance. One of the things that was pushing was that the ecotourism side of it, where you can actually go and see the mangrove and the fishes and all those other stuff while you do the tour. So pushing for more ecotourism, more greener-friendly spaces is something that we hope to see and develop more of.
That sounds great.
Well,
Eco tours.
I did an eco tour recently, about 2 weekends ago. Did an eco tour, and it was snorkeling, going by the blue holes, going in the mangroves, and I thought to myself, I see why they come back for this over and over again. Not just fun; it's so
enlightening, educational.
Yes, and
because it's all that in one.
It's just, it's amazing the beauty that you can see and experience. Like I said, you drive out of the city of Freeport within 40 minutes, you're down to the East End, and you are just engrossed in nature and just absolutely blown away. So I'm just hoping more people come out and take advantage of this. There's so much opportunities here.
Encourage them.
Yeah, to come on out.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Thank you so much, Mr. Hepburn. And if we can come over to Mr. Carey. Mr. Carey, we started talking about Port Locker Limited. And so we really want to know more. How did you find out about the original products that you took advantage of?
Okay, so what happened was in 2019, I had started planning to attend the IAPA Expo, early 2019. And as we all know, during that year was when we had Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian was in October, September, October, somewhere around there. And the IAPA trade show was in November. So despite everything that was happening in the economy at that time and the island and all the turmoil that was going on, I still decided to bite the bullet and attend the expo. But attending the expo, you know, that was a truly rewarding experience. It opened my eye to huge possibilities, things that could happen throughout the island. You know, it was great. It was much, much more than I really had expected. And so attending the expo, I was able to connect with many vendors in different areas, different fields, but particularly I gravitated towards one of the locker vendors. And I thought it would be a nice idea, especially because I attended the IAPA Expo twice. So even after my second appearance was after COVID, you know, I realized that, you know, this still is a good idea because, you know, you have a lot of uncertainty in the island and everything's going on, not even just in the island, uncertainty around the world. Right. And so people were more cautious. And so presenting a product like this where people can store their goods, you know, not have to worry about, oh, where's my phone, where's my passport? They could bring more things off the ship with them. You know, that was, to me, when I thought about that and I realized that, you know, this is something that we don't have on the island, especially with the smart locker solution where everything is cashless, hands-free, you know, everything is digital. We're living in a digital era now. And so this was kind of groundbreaking for me. And so I moved forward quickly, knowing that the economy would rebound. Because we had hurricanes over and over. And so I knew that the economy would rebound at some point. And so and I knew that Celebration Key was coming on stream. I had an idea of that. I heard it, heard a lot of stuff. There was a little negativity in the market. A lot of people was wondering, hey, you know, is this thing really happening? But as they had the different events and the different meetings, you know, there was more confidence that was brewing throughout the island, and so I thought it was a very good move, and I moved swiftly. And so we attended the expo last year. I was able to put together some of the product. We were able to bring our locker solution so we can showcase it here, and it was a huge success.
Okay. So you would have partnered with an international entity. How was that process for you?
Well, that process was a smooth process because you have, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, you need a lot of money or this is the challenge. They think about things as so challenging, but you got to realize that we live in the Bahamas and there's a lot of people that want to come here. There's a lot of people that want to do business here. You know, and so these kind of things bring together key stakeholders. So attending the IAPA Expo was an opportunity to I saw that as an opportunity where key stakeholders were brought together. And so whatever you have in mind, whatever vision you have in place, you know, that sort of thing cultivates your vision.
I hear that we're just in high demand.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Bahamians are in high demand.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, right now, Grand Bahama is in high demand.
Definitely.
High demand.
Yes.
Definitely.
High demand. Yes. We want to thank you so much, Mr. Carey, for joining us and telling us about your business. We have to wrap up, but do you have any final thoughts for us?
I would just say, you know, despite some of the odds, despite some of the challenges that people face in business, there's an opportunity for you. You know, don't think small, think big. Like you said, think big. You know, the expo is here. There's going to be key stakeholders. Whatever you need, the resources, they're going to be here at this expo. And so even if you may not be a vendor, but just as a participant coming and seeing what's going on, you know, hopefully that would spark some innovation for any individual who's interested in moving forward business-wise.
Thank you so much for that encouragement. And of course, we want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. Thank you so much, Mr. Morris, Mr. Hepburn, for joining us, and all of our guests from the top segment. We're so delighted to have this Freeport Business Expo show.
Now I like the excitement.
Yes,
I'm feeling it.
The information that you need to know is at the website freeportbusinessexpo.com. Again, that's freeportbusinessexpo.com. If you need to know what's happening, you need to position yourself. You need to be in the room. In order to get in the room, go to the website freeportbusinessexpo.com. Make sure that you register, purchase your 1-day or 2-day passes, get in the room, get connected to the right people. All of the people that you need to be able to operate successfully in the tourism space will be there. Alex, fantastic show today.
Yes, it is. I feel the excitement in the air.
Yes.
I'm excited about it. We want to make sure that you've heard from the persons, key persons a part of this event, persons that would have benefited from this event. So we're just not here, telling you these are people who've experienced it and said it is worth it. Remind you, it's 2 days. You want to get your VIP ticket. It's going to be worth it because there are some educational sessions in there as well. Unless you have that ticket, you're not going to be able to get in there. So we want to invite you. Go to the website, register right now.
Do it today. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us into your businesses, your offices, and your homes. Focus Forward is always here for you. And until next time, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
Informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
You've been listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday.